Well, Venom 3 has kicked off production, and Tom Hardy seems to have dropped a pretty big clue on the upcoming film. Did a recent Instagram post actually reveal the main villain of the upcoming movie? And are you ready for a classic Spider-Man foe? Let's break down the report. Well, as many of you know, Venom 3 is currently in production over in Spain, and very early on Tom Hardy has taken to social media and started to drop us various clues. Now, we've seen several set pictures indicating the Day of the Dead will be the setting down in Mexico for this film, but then Hardy dropped another picture, and this has led to a lot of speculation about the villain. Let's go ahead and check that out. Now, this sees Tom Hardy basically facing off with a giant wolf, and there have been some wolf incarnations of symbiotes in the Marvel Universe, but I do not think that's what this is. I actually think this is a callback to a character closely associated with Venom in the first place, and that would be John Jameson III. Now, if you remember back in the comics, and also in the third Spider-Man movie, John Jameson was an astronaut employed by the Life Foundation, sent to investigate an asteroid. Now, this asteroid is where he ultimately picked up the symbiote and brought it back to Earth, giving it really interesting close ties to Venom. Now, the other interesting thing about John Jameson is he also has an alter ego, and that would be the character of Man-Wolf. Now, in the comics, he was cursed by an ancient alien gem, and this transforms him into Man-Wolf. But more or less, he's basically another werewolf character in the Marvel Universe. Now, his lore and background does vary greatly from the traditional lycanthrope, either in superstition or in other comics, but he has been a big part of the Marvel Comics series since his first appearance way back in the early days of Amazing Spider-Man. As a matter of fact, John Jameson was in issue number 1 way back in '63, so he is well established in the Marvel Universe. Now, in addition to being a werewolf and being a big part of the Spider-Man universe with close associations to Venom's history, he also served as a host to the Carnage symbiote for a while in the comics. There are so many ties between Venom and John Jameson, he really would be a great character to pull into this movie. And it does beg a big question of whether other Spider-Man characters could appear, specifically J. Jonah Jameson, who recently returned in the Spider-Verse and would fit perfectly in the Venomverse should the character need to be used. Now, honestly, this will be quite the turn from expectations for Venom 3, because many people were expecting Toxin, or we had heard rumors of the Jury. Honestly, I would love Venom 3 to use the Man-Wolf character. Not only does he have these close ties we've been talking about, but the film itself is set to be released in October of next year, making for the perfect Halloween-oriented film and giving Venom quite an unexpected boost at the box office, defying fan expectations thinking this will be another symbiote face-off. Now, this hasn't been confirmed by Sony yet, so we're going to have to wait and see if it turns out to be true. I really do think Tom Hardy is teasing us with something pretty cool here, and I don't think it's by accident. If the Man-Wolf comes to life in the Sony Spider-Verse, well, we're going to have to wait and see.